Welcome to Game Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the imagosphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Game Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Game Corp, Beckers.
Last time on this podcast, we made Full of Baloney. How'd that do, Beckers?
We trained people to steal sandwiches, so we made up an army of thieves. And now there's a lot of bad people out there. And what happens to thieves, Bryce?
They join the Thieves Guild.
They join the Thieves Guild. And then they go to hell.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're naughty. They did bad stuff, so they're going to hell.
I'm looking at
that brings us to our first game.
Yeah, I feel like you're trying to segue into the new game, but I have to tell people about how to submit a game idea.
Oh, well, tell them.
Hi. Are you in hell? That's bad. Well,
Me too.
I was talking to our Underworld branch, and they said the best way to get out of hell is submit game ideas using the hashtag GameMakeCorp on Twitter.com or on Reddit.com/r/GameMakeCorp or the Last Geek Discord. That's 3 options for submitting game ideas. Which one will you choose?
But all of them get you out of hell.
Yep. Beckers, you want to talk more about hell?
Hell yeah.
Is this our most swearful episode?
It's not a swear when you mean the place. On purpose. That's
odd.
The rule. It's not a swear in this context.
If you say so. But you did just say hell yeah.
That one was a swear.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so.
Is this a game about being a swear lawyer?
No. Nope, it's about the place.
No, sir. That was not a swear because they were referring to the location, not just saying the word. He must be acquitted of the crime.
Swear rules are pretty cut and dry, so I know them all. I'm good at it. I know everything about it.
Tell me all the swear rules, please.
You can't say fuck in front of grandma. Hell and damn aren't swears if you mean them the way they're supposed to be used.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But if you use fuck the way it's supposed to be used, that's still a swear.
Yeah. What? I feel like you can say damn on TV and stuff and be fine now. They've determined that one's cool. But if you say the God word before that makes it
worse
across the line. Yeah.
What's the God word?
God and then damn.
Just
yeah.
God. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say the G word, but then I was like, I'm
pretty sure
we're already explicit. This is already kids. How did you get this podcast?
We've already told you you're not wanted here.
Why did you wait until we've said 17 swears to realize that you should have turned it off?
Yep.
Beckers,
Mom doesn't want you here.
Beckers, do you have a game idea?
I've had one, but this was just so interesting. Okay, so this game's about hell. You play as an overseer in hell, and the point of the game is to design little circles of hell for your inmates.
Okay.
You want them to be personalized for the person so that it's effective,
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing it like Zoo Tycoon, and you have enclosures, but instead it's hell. It's people in there, and they don't like it.
Okay, so do you get a dossier of who's coming, and then you have to then figure out where to assign them in the different areas of your hell, and then like set up the way to properly torture them.
Yes, you're getting it. This is exactly what I'm going for. Does this already exist? Don't tell me it exists.
Anytime that I'm like, oh yes, I see what you're going for, you're like, oh shit, he's describing a game that already exists. This is the Flappy Bird VR all over again.
God damn it. Okay. All right.
No,
so Bryce,
to my knowledge, this particular game does not exist, but Prison Architect is a similar game. It just doesn't involve hell.
Okay, well, this is Hell
specifically
Architect. Okay, Bryce. So let's start off. Why don't you share what would your personal hell be?
I would be like, oh, I'd be doing this podcast with you, but like you're the mean one. That's not the dynamic we have.
Yep.
And
I'd just quit, and then you'd have a whole episode to do.
no, I just released this. It'd be good. That's some world building. What would come next in the storyline? All sorts of cool stuff. I don't know.
No, because it'd only be you and the rest, so it wouldn't be cool stuff.
My personal hell would just be my job, but I never get to stop being at my job. I had a dream once where I just could not finish my job. I could not get done and go home, and it was very bad. And then I had to wake up and go to my job.
There was a Sims. It was a screenshot I saw. I think it was on Tumblr. It was a long time ago. There's this house on Sims, and there's like a maze to the front door. And like, they left for work, and it took them so long to get to the car. They were late for work and whatever. Then they come home from work. They finally get to the house, and all their stats are really horrible because it took so long. And then as soon as they finally get through the maze, it's time to go back to work again because it takes so long to get through it. That would be a good personal hell.
I guess, but like at that point, wouldn't you just be like, I'm just gonna stop going to work, or
yeah, but
or I'm gonna go through the window actually.
But you're a sim.
So are they Sims? Like I would assume that you have.
Well, yeah, these aren't real people.
Maybe
that's true.
Maybe the demons have outsourced their work to humans to get them to design hells for them because they're out of clever ideas.
Bro, you're letting out my source of game ideas right now.
Yep.
So my personal hell would be, I thought about this today when I planned on this. It'd have to involve dying puppies. I think that would...
What color?
Any color?
Like, you die in purple?
This is where I bully you. God damn it. Okay.
You're just upset that you didn't know I was talking about the dyeing of colors.
I would have to wear nylon clothes because those are really annoying. I don't like the fabric. I wear cotton only.
I think my favorite pants are made out of nylon. Is nylon like the plasticky?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of plasticky.
Yeah, I think my favorite pants are plasticky.
It's really stretchy. They might just have some nylon in it.
No, then these are like I literally call them my plastic pants.
Mm.
They have zippers so you can turn them into shorts, but I never will. Have you heard of Stitch Fix?
Yes.
That's where I got them.
Interesting.
I gave these people personalized information about me, and they're like, You know what this guy sounds like? He'd want some freaking plasticky, removable short pants.
I should do Stitch Fix. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Not
This is not an ad
sponsored.
for Stitch Fix. Unless they want to pay us for it.
Unless Stitch Fix, you could pay us for the words we just said.
Retroactively, if you do not pay us within 2 weeks, we will remove this portion of the episode. Anyway.
Tell me about the hell.
Yeah, so you make personal hells, whatever. Fire, bad food, having needles, stepping on Legos, hell, bad stuff. So you get your guests and you try to tailor your hell to them, but you only get so many circles and you gotta fit multiple people in each, So you gotta balance being extremely specific to a person versus
maybe
torturing more people.
Maybe the
more efficiently.
Unhappiness is a currency.
Yeah.
So if you're doing well, if they're really unhappy, that ticks up. Maybe we can put a better name on it. And
tears. Let's just make the currency tears. I think that'd be hilarious.
Sure. And that would be weird because are they just holding up demons coming and being
it doesn't have to
let me
make
grab
sense.
that. I gotta pay my bills.
It doesn't have to make sense.
I prefer it if it does. Anyway, so you have in a classic simulator or tycoon style game, you can either buy new equipment stuff things that'll help you torture better, maybe a toe peeler to peel off their toes, and a nightmare box, different items that you can put into your torture chambers.
Buy hairballs that they have to eat.
Or you could buy new upgrade your hells, or buy new circles. So you go okay, I could either try buying something that'll really I got this guy who's coming in and he deathly hates working out, and I could go buy a weight set that he has to use. Or I could try saving up for a new circle of hell so that I can have a specialized place for this kind of person. Because I think you can only torture them for 8 hours a day. Because the demons gotta go home. They got families.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you expecting them to work all the time? Come on.
Well, they work in shifts. It's shift work. They leave, the next one comes in.
You're expecting demons to work 24 hours a day?
Yeah, there's night shift
Come
demons.
on, this is a union organization. You get a anyway.
Some jobs are 24-hour jobs.
So you can only torture them for 8 hours a day. But ideally, so they can't leave their circle of hell. So thus you want to put them in circles where the other people there would also suck to be around for them. So
yes.
You could put a nerd with some jocks and stuff, and then he's extra tortured while he's there, and maybe intermix nerds and just you gotta spread it out in a way of no one's happy to be in that circle even when they're not being actively tortured.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
So yeah, thus having a certain amount of having more circles benefits you, so that because otherwise you just go, I'm gonna make sure each torture chamber is perfectly tuned, but you want to make sure they're unhappy even when they're not in their cells.
Ever since you said toe peeler, I've been really uncomfortable.
Well, then we know what Becker's personal hell is.
Gross. Ah! Okay. Okay, so my next idea. Once you got you got your circles of hell that you gotta customize. You gotta customize your groups of people. Next, I think you should be able to have special guests in hell. So like, they're not all just randomized people.
Okay.
Some of them are like real people.
Okay.
Like public or historical figures.
Beckers, look me in the face. Look me in the eyes. Are you trying to do it again?
Is this not the perfect game for Hitler?
Fine, but this is the last time.
You can't promise that. Sometimes, well, actually, I don't know a more perfect game for Hitler, but, there might be one. Also, I was thinking we could put, like, Michael Vick in there. That's a dogfighting guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking dentists. I think it would just be really funny if it was never acknowledged, but, like, half of everyone's a dentist.
Well, I guess you can have notable people in there, but I think you'll have, when you get the dossier of like who's coming, you'll get their name, their like occupation, some like information about like things they like, things they dislike, maybe a short bio about like what they did in life, and maybe like a list of like sins, like things that they did of like, here's why they're in hell.
So then you could give them ironic punishments.
Yeah. And the more ironic the punishment, the more tears you get.
Because they're so ashamed.
Yep. They hate irony. Everyone hates irony.
Right. And they can show up like partway through the day, So then you have to make adjustments on the fly. And it makes it more compelling, more dynamic. That's the word I wanted.
Do you have anything else about this, or did we fully realize this dream?
I think it's a good fucking game. It's a hell of a game. Can we call it that?
Hell of a game?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really good. I like it. Okay. I don't know if I have any specific things about why it's bad. It's because there isn't anything bad about that. Just a hell of a game.
Yep. This actually reminds me, I saw a cool tweet of a TV show premise that this reminds me of, which I'm tempted to throw in here, but I think I'll have to go with my original idea, which is a co-op game where 3 players have to control kids piled on each other inside a trench coat, trying to do as many adult things as they can.
Oh, yeah. This is from BoJack Horseman.
No? I mean, this is just a thing that has happened in media several times. I've never seen BoJack Horseman.
Well, you should. That is a mistake. It's a very good show. This is not an ad. That's just a really good show.
Okay.
It's really, really sad, though. All the time.
Just like this podcast. Okay. Are you familiar with Octodad?
Yeah.
Did you know that Octodad has a multiplayer setting thing?
Yeah, vaguely.
Where
I only know about it because we've talked about it on this podcast before.
Okay, well, there's a setting where you can play with multiple people and each person can like control a limb. But this is more complicated than that. Because it's a 3-player game. 3 players are controlling each of these kids. And each of these kids is made up is stacked on top of each other, trying to be a human person.
It's kind of like the Power Ranger robot.
I know. I sort of. Okay, so when you start up the game, you're gonna select: are you the legs, are you the torso, or are you the head? Obviously, like the legs, you gotta you basically, I guess, hmm, you've got to like move your legs good, but you also have to hold up the other kids. You got a lot going on. Middle kid has to stay balanced, but he has to stay balanced and hold up the top kid. The top kid just has to hold on. He does have to move his arms around like he is the arms of the body. No, actually,
No,
yeah,
the top kid I thought was just the head. Wasn't
maybe,
the middle kid the arms?
sure. Then how? Yeah, I guess top kid could be holding on to middle kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so middle kid is arms. So he
He's
just has to
armed.
stay on and he has to operate the arms. And then top kid has to make sure and hold on to middle kid and talk to people.
Hmm.
Um
And
and
it's the brains of the operation.
sure. Well, I think I mean top kid will be the one making dialogue choices and stuff. But I think everybody has to each player needs to be talking to each other because they're gonna if they're like, I'm gonna go to the ice cream shop, and the bottom kid doesn't know where the ice cream shop is, so the top kid's gonna be like, it to the left of me is where we are going. you know
Yeah.
over there. And like, not like, I guess, kind of like shake his leg to suggest to the arms to point. Because yeah, I don't think maybe the bottom kids can try and poke their faces through the holes of the trench coat, but that increases the chance that you might get caught.
Okay.
I mean, like, a trench coat doesn't have like holes, but it's got buttons that you can
Yes.
stick your face through.
Your whole face.
Just
through
I
the-
don't know. You know what? Like if it was a coat, you could, and your body was inside the coat, you could like shove your head in the gap and take a peek.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did that in the movie Space Jam, where the Monstars were stacked on each other in a trench coat, and then they stole the NBA players.
You're just
Basketball
trying
players.
to bring up bad memories for me.
Okay. We have the premise secured. Now
Okay.
the challenges, adult things. What do they need to do?
Go to an office and work for a day without getting caught.
I don't that's a bit much. I would say get hired at an office.
An interview?
Yeah, if you can go through an interview and maybe during the interview they're like, do you know how to work the fax machine? Why don't you show me real quick? So you have to like, because obviously if it was just sitting at the table, then top kid's doing all the work. But there definitely has to be moments where they're like skill challenges where they have to be like, show me you can type good.
Then you have to do that thing where it's like, can you lift 20 pounds? And you're like, yes. And you have to coordinate. What?
Is that a thing that has come up in your job interviews?
I've never had a job that hasn't asked that question. It's usually on the application. They don't usually bring it up in the interview. But yes.
I don't think during any job interview anybody has
It
been
has
like
to have
lift.
been at your current one.
I mean, yes, because of my current, but I don't think they pointed at a box and said lift that.
I had to, yeah.
Wow.
It was for a hospital job, so they gave me like a whole physical. I had to get my vaccinations. They took blood. They made me lift a thing.
Maybe they just looked at you and were like, I don't think she can. And they
You can go straight to hell. I'm strong and buff and stuff.
if
Oh
you
my.
say so. Okay. Office job, secure one. Do lift a box, I guess. Like,
Lift a heavy
God,
box.
I would just be fascinated how 3 kids in a trench coat lift a box. Do they lift with the, like, how do they crunk their body to properly, like, lift with it?
Like an accordion. Like, each one of them folds up.
They, like, wrap around it.
Yeah. That's the ultimate challenge.
Yep. Okay, other adult things that for the kids to do. Go to an R-rated movie, obviously.
Like, yeah, that's like the whole reason they did it, probably.
Yeah. So that's like the tutorial. That's just like teaching you how to walk and talk. Just like, can you walk up to the movie theater and say, I would like a ticket. And if you get that far, you've beat the tutorial.
Yep. Easy. I think that's good. I think that's a good tutorial.
Get a driver's license.
Drive a car. Yeah.
Oh God, that would be the greatest thing ever. One bottom kid's running pedals, middle kid steering, top kid's just like left, right, straight, stop.
Yeah, the middle kid has to steer and work the pedal, and then the top kid is like, and now I'm braking, like, and now I'm turning left at a sharper. Oh
yeah, I think it's definitely got to be a DMV type scenario so that he has somebody he has to talk to and make it seem like it's fine. Any other adult things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Date somebody.
Ooh.
An adult woman. And convince her that you're an adult too.
Like in the hit movie Big with Tom Hanks.
Like in the hit show BoJack Horseman.
What? Is that a thing that happened in BoJack Horseman? Is 3 kids in a trench coat date a lady?
Yes. Yes, 100%. Like BoJack, his ex-girlfriend shows up with a guy who's very obviously kids in a trench coat. And she's like showing him off and being like, this is my new boyfriend. And he's being like, haha, that's funny, that's 2 kids in a trench coat. And no one else knows that it's 2 kids in a trench coat.
Okay.
And she dates him for like a long time.
Better yet, go to dinner with your girlfriend's parents.
As 3 kids in a trench coat.
As 3 kids in a trench coat.
You have to shake his hand. You have to help set the table. Well, I guess that depends if they're having you over for dinner. They're having you over for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, you assumed you were going somewhere?
Yeah, I did.
I would have figured it would have been at their house, because then you have to like look at their stuff and go like, yes, that's a nice trophy, sir. Did you win it at the wrestling match?
And he'll be like, that clearly says accounting Olympics. But you're a kid.
How old are these kids?
I don't know. Well, 3 of them can fit in a trench coat and be the size of an adult.
I'm thinking like 5.
They have to be like 3 feet tall at most.
Maybe it's a really tall guy, and that's why they got a girlfriend, is because ladies love the tall men.
Because how tall... No, I'm not figuring this out. I was going to be like, so how tall is a 5-year-old kid without the legs added? Plus a 5-year-old kid with the legs. Plus another 5-year-old kid without legs. Because that's what we're looking at.
I have no idea how tall a 5-year-old kid is.
Average height 5-year-old. It's like 3.5 feet tall is a 5-year-old. Okay. So how long is a 5-year-old's legs?
Couldn't you just assume it'd be like a third of their height? Because I would say I'm a third
Oh,
leg.
there's a sitting height. Oh, 5-year-old sitting height.
Does that assume that they're in a chair of a certain height?
Well, it's without the... Oh, there's a leg length in this article. Here we go.
There's an article all about the like different lengths of a 5-year-old.
There's also such a thing as crown rump length. That's how they called it.
So head to butt.
Head to butt. Crown to rump. 284.3 centimeters, which is a massively tall human.
What is that in feet?
9.3 feet.
Okay.
Maybe this is 2 kids in a trench coat?
I don't,
3 really short kids in a trench coat.
yeah, I feel like it's better if it's 3 kids.
It's harder for sure.
You gotta have each kid have his own role. His own thing he's got to worry about. Because, like, if it's 2 kids in a trench coat, who's the arms? Is the bottom kid both the legs and the arms?
These could be really short kids. You know.
Yeah.
We'll do that. They're really short kids. And it comes out to be a really tall guy. It'll be like a 6.5-foot guy made of 3 short kids.
And that's why everybody wants to hire him and have him meet their parents.
Because he's tall, and that is a good feature in males in society.
Yep.
It's a desirable trait.
I will name this game Mr. Tallman's Big Day.
I kind of like it.
Good. Becker's investor shout out.
Okay, so I spent a lot of time on this today. I'm excited to show you.
Is it a cheer? Are you going to do a cheerleading cheer?
No. I drew a picture. It's for our investors, Aaron C. and Alex Weber. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera, and then I'm gonna describe what the picture is for our audio listeners. It is a landscape picture in ballpoint pen. There's a sun up in the corner. On the other side, there's a waterfall with a rainbow in different shades of the same ballpoint pen.
Which is black. If anybody was wondering, it's black.
Yeah, but then like I didn't press as hard, and then I pressed even less, so it's different shades. And then there's 2 hills next to the waterfall. There's a girl standing there, and it's Erin. And she's holding a cookie and some nunchucks. And then there's a bunny. And then in the background, I didn't know what Alex Weber looked like, so I just drew a giant, and that's him. That's you. That's you. You're a giant. There's a very small house for scale, and he's holding a car in the sky. That's the drawing.
You do know that you've been in the same room as Alex Weber, right?
I don't remember what he looks like.
Okay. Becker's, really quickly draw a safety cone next to Alex.
Why?
Because it's a thing.
Okay, but he's a giant, so do you want it to be a giant safety cone so that it's visible?
I would say a normal size safety cone. Traffic cone? A cone. You know. What makes it a safety cone and what makes it a traffic cone? These are the questions we must ask ourselves.
They are one and the same. There it is.
Perfect. Okay, now we have perfectly encapsulated both our investors. I don't know why you chose... I have a feeling why you chose the cookie. I don't know why the bunny or the nunchucks.
Once I just drew a cookie and I gave it to her, I was like, that's kind of sexist to just give her a cookie. So I gave her nunchucks too.
And the bunny?
I didn't originally have any people there. I just drew a bunny.
Okay.
So the bunny was the original.
Are you suggesting that this drawing wasn't perfect from the very beginning for our investors?
I am suggesting I did not have the whole thing planned from the start.
Wow.
It's organic. Art comes just organically.
What can people do if they want to be included in a drawing that you did not originally plan for?
You can go to patreon.com/lastgeek and you can sign up to be an investor for Game Make Corp. And I would draw another drawing with all of you on it. And I think there's even a higher tier where I would mail you a letter. I'd mail you a personal drawing just for you, even.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. But nobody's ever picked that tier.
Nope. That would be really cool if somebody did.
Well, now you're getting a taste of what you might have gotten.
Maybe if somebody does it for the next month, Beckers will send that drawing to them.
A different drawing or this drawing?
This specific drawing that you're holding.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I was going to say, but nobody's done it yet, so I'm throwing it in the trash. I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, if nobody selects the tier the next month, then you can throw it away.
It's on, it's being held hostage.
Okay. Beckers, do you have another game idea?
I do. Buckle up. Okay. This game I came up with based off of a common phrase. So I named the game first. It is called Here for a Good Time, Not for a Long Time. That's the game. That's the whole game. That's the title.
Okay.
And I'm thinking the game plays a lot like The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you're just like a person. And it plays like The Sims, but you don't play the whole family, you just play one person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you have your person, you keep them fed, you send them to work, you train them in different skills, you try to get them a promotion or whatever, and randomly at any point during the game, you get a notification that the Grim Reaper's coming.
Yep.
And you have 24 hours to rack up as much happiness points as you can before he gets there.
Okay.
And that's the point of the game. Is you are here for a good time, not for a long time, so you have 24 hours to do whatever you want. You can go skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Could ride a mechanical bull.
I don't think that's in there.
It is, but you go 2.7 seconds on a bull named
Come on.
what is it? Fu Manchu? I always just mumbled that part.
I don't recall. I know what song you were quoting, or I know that you were quoting from a song. I could not tell you the name of the song or any more lines from the song.
It's called Live Like You're Dying.
Ah. Bye.
Love sweeter and hot. I don't remember. No, maybe it was Talk Sweeter. Then Love Deeper. Give forgiveness I've been denying.
Mm-hmm.
Someday I hope you get the chance to live like you are dying.
Okay. So do you have to have enough money saved up so that you can do it good?
Yeah.
Do you have to live a shitty life for up to that point so you just have a bunch of money ready to go for when the Grim Reaper's coming?
Yeah, and I think you get varying amounts of time. Sometimes you only have 24 hours, sometimes you have a week, sometimes you have a month. So maybe you'll go on a trip if you have a little more time. Or kiss babies. I don't know what people like to do. And your person's very, very customized. They have different wants and needs. Maybe somebody just wants to do a lot of drugs. And you just got to have enough money to do drugs.
Can I take the game name and just make a new one?
Fine.
So what if? Okay, I like the idea
just
of
say
like
you hate my ideas.
Grim Reaper's coming. You know it. You got to be ready. But instead, the Grim Reaper is allergic to partying, so you have to keep party hard enough to keep the Grim Reaper away. So you have to constantly find new parties. Because and like
that's the Grim Reaper's one weakness is
Yeah.
he can't go to parties he's not invited to. Little known fact.
you never see him at parties because he's not allowed.
Yep, he just can't.
So
Halloween parties are his jam because he can go to those.
Yeah.
So don't have one of those. But nobody tells you that at the start. So one of these days you just have a Halloween party and then he comes and you're like, what the hell?
But also,
And you're dead.
maybe if you just do a real good costume, he won't know it's you.
Yeah, you can disguise yourself.
Yeah. And you get away with that because it's Halloween. Maybe you could dress up as the Grim Reaper and then he'll just think he's looking in a mirror.
Oh, got him.
Do the thing where you like mimic his movements and be like, oh no, this is a mirror.
And he'll be like, dang, this robe makes me look fat. And he'll be like, bro.
Yep, that's how that works.
Yep, that's what'll happen.
Honestly, that's all I had was it'd be cool if you just had to keep partying, and so parties stop, so then you have to find a new party before the Grim Reaper can catch up.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have another game idea?
Smokey the Bear RPG. Beckers, do you know the grand history of Smokey T. Bear?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
He is a bear.
Mm-hmm.
And he's from California.
Wrong.
And he believes that fire is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts the forest. So he tells little children only you can prevent forest fires.
This is
And
accurate.
he tells people to, hey, put out your campfires, you goddamn idiots. Because Australia was on fire earlier this year, and it's your fault. And his best friend is Yogi.
I don't know if that's true.
It is. Yogi doesn't consider Smokey his best friend, but Smokey considers Yogi his best friend.
I am looking at... Ooh, what's this?
Is it a butt?
No. Okay, so I am on SmokeyBear.com. I want to make that clear. So I went to the story of Smokey. Did you know that Smokey the Bear is based on a real bear?
No.
That is a true fact. At the top of this, on Smokey the Bear, there is story of Smokey, the orphan cub. One spring day in 1950, in the Capitan Mountains of New Mexico, an operator in one of the fire towers spotted smoke and called the location in to the nearest ranger station. The first crew discovered a major wildfire sweeping along the ground between the trees, driven by a strong wind. Word spread rapidly, and more crews reported to help. Forest rangers, local crews from New Mexico and Texas, and the New Mexico State Game Department set out to gain control of the raging wildfire. As the crew battled to contain the blaze, they received a report of a lone bear cub seen wandering near the fire line. They hoped that the mother bear would return for him. Soon, about 30 of the firefighters were caught directly in the path of the firestorm. They survived by laying face down on a rock side for over an hour as the fire burned past them. Nearby, the little cub did not fare as well. He took refuge in a tree that became completely charred, escaping with his life, but also badly burned paws and hind legs. The crew removed the cub from the tree, and a ranger among the crew agreed to take him home. A New Mexico Department of Game and Fish ranger heard about the cub when he returned to the fire camp. He drove to the ranger's home to help get the cub on a plane to Santa Fe, where his burns were treated and bandaged. He was rescued. It's cool stuff. Also, Fun fact about this particular cub is his name is actually Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear. People, apparently there was a song and they called him Smokey the Bear, so people just were like, his name's Smokey the Bear, but apparently he's actually Smokey Bear. So that's the story of him. I was like, oh, what other information is there about Smokey's history? And I clicked about the campaign. This is my first time being aware that this exists. And I saw how exactly did Smokey Bear become associated with wildfire prevention, which, like, based on his whole thing, you figured that, like, he got burned in a wildfire. Seems like that was it. I just read the first sentence, which is the most buck wild thing. Beckers, how do you think Smokey Bear became associated with wildfire prevention?
So what I heard was that a wildfire killed Smokey the Bear's mother, and he was orphaned in the forest. And ever since then, he vowed to get revenge on fire.
Nope.
That's what I heard.
The answer begins with World War II. On December 7th, 1941, Japanese planes attacked Pearl Harbor. Other stuff. Basically, I guess they were worried that incendiary shells would burn the forest. So they were like, man, we got to stop that from happening. Okay. God, now I'm almost like, should Smokey Bear be fighting against the Nazis? Maybe. Apparently that was related. Okay, so Smokey Bear RPG. You play as a small cub who was living his life, then wildfires killed everything. And now he has vowed to stop them, like Becker said that one time. You all remember. Now you need to gather a party to do it good, because that's how RPGs work. Who's in the party, Beckers?
There's got to be a ranger. He's just like a park ranger.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Yogi Bear.
Nope, that's not.
No,
that's not it.
That's not it.
Nope.
That's not it. How about a firefighter?
That seems a little on the nose. Like, wouldn't that just make every battle against wildfires super easy?
I mean, it's one firefighter, and the wildfire is probably going to be too strong.
Well, I mean, I would expect you to kind of wander around the forest and fight like little sparks, and maybe roughhousing teens. Maybe some teens are gonna start fire. You come hassle them. Are you aware of Woodsy the Owl?
No.
Woodsy Owl. Why do they not have the in it? Everyone wants it to be Woodsy the Owl, but no, it's Woodsy Owl. I refuse. Apparently, Woodsy Owl was Smokey Bear's good friend. Do you know his catchphrase? I bet you do. I bet you do, Beckers. You just don't know it. That is his catchphrase.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Nope. His catchphrase was give a hoot, don't pollute.
So he's not about fires at all?
No, he's about caring for the land and keeping people from like...
So this is more like a Captain Planet type team.
So, I mean, they're all about like protecting the woods and planet. Yeah. So sure, it's like a Captain Planet, but with animals. And this one's an owl. Give a hoot, don't pollute. So you guys stop polluters.
Is there a pile of poop?
Not to my knowledge. Fun fact about Woodsy the Owl. They at one point they changed what his costume looked like. Also, if the people from the United States Forest Service are listening to this podcast, the new Woodsy Owl costume sucks, and I hate you for changing it. So they changed to a new costume, and to make sure there wasn't any confusion, people had to burn the old costumes beyond recognition. Which is kind of weird considering he's besties with Smokey the Bear. I just wanted to make it an RPG where you play as Smokey and you play with Woodsy Owl, and then you go into the forest and keep kids from littering and starting forest fires. And maybe there's an evil wizard who is a pyromancer and you have to fight him. And maybe
give a shit. Don't lit the forest on fire.
Is that for the new poop one that you want to put in?
That's the new poop one.
Okay. That's fine. You did it good. As long as it's got a good slogan, it can exist. It can be, and then they can include this video game in every forest like park admission thing. When you like, I'm gonna go see the forest, they're like, cool, here's a video game about the forest.
There can be a deer too.
And what's the deer's catchphrase?
Nature's coming for you. He's an assassin.
Why is on the Smokey Bear website, they have a tab called Benefits of Fire. This should be the opposite against Smokey Bear's whole thing.
Fire killed his mother.
There should be a thing of like benefits of fire, and then it just says none. Fire is always bad.
That would be great.
This is a bad one. I just found out about Woodsy the Owl and thought that was a cool story, and I didn't think any more further into it. So that's what we have today. Beckers, what are we making? What's the game? Mr. Tallman's Big Day. Mr. Tallman's Big Day.
I like either a hell of a game.
Mr. Tallman's Big Day. Mr. Tallman's Big Day.
A hell of a game.
Mr. Tallman's Big Day.
A hell of a game. Or
Mr. Tallman's Big
Here
Day.
for a Good Time, Not for a Long Time. Or Mr. Tallman's Big Day.
Okay, so you listed all the games that we actually did anything with.
Definitely not the last one.
Yeah, that was nothing. That was just there because I am legally required to do at least 2 games.
I like hell of a game. The name was a pun, and it was a game, and Hitler's in it.
I like Mr. Tallman's Big Day. You get to drive a car, you get to go to the office, you get to meet some parents. It's fun. 3 people will be able to play it, and it'll be popular with the YouTubers.
You seem passionate about this. So I hate to tell you no. I'm just kidding. We took the ideas to some focus groups. And the focus groups favored Mr. Tallman's Big Day because they didn't know any better. So
wow,
that's what we're going with.
Wow, or because it was the best idea. Maybe that was it. Maybe. Who knows? I know, and it was the best one.
I know too.
Okay, that's the end of the episode, right?
Yep.
Do you want to tell people where you can be found?
No.
Do you want to tell people how they can buy a poster of you?
I don't even know how.
lastgeek.com/store.
It's me. I don't know things. It's that poster.
Yep. Let's see. You should go if you think hearing me and Beckers talk just like the general concept of our voices is cool. You should support us on patreon.com/lastgeek. We currently have a Dungeons and Dragons video up. I play the Half Orc Ranger Fergus Bog, and Beckers plays
a bear.
Yep. There's other people. Our friends from our video editor is there. Friends from Ready Set Gamecast are there. It's a cool time. Beckers, you gonna fix your camera, or you just? Is this where we live? Okay. Yeah, for $1, you can watch that video, or if you wait till next month, it'll be available for everyone. It's gonna be cool, and I hope you like it. I'm gonna end the podcast now. You can follow me on twitter.com at lastgeek. You can follow me at twitch.tv/lastgeekplays, and you should go to youtube.com/lastgeek and click subscribe and watch all the videos. It's great. But while you're doing that, while you're surfing the web and clicking on all the buttons and just like living your life, going to R-rated movies, getting your driver's license, just being a guy in a trench coat, remember, have fun.